Great. It looks like we have our folks on the line. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Fastcast, How to Know If You Need a Help Desk. As a reminder, this is supposed to be a 10 to 15 minute experience, so you will get those 10 to 15 minutes back at the end of this informative piece of content. My name is Becca Krass. I'm the Director of Product Marketing here at Salesforce, and I'd like to encourage everybody on the phone to please chat any questions along the way. We'll be going over some high-level topics, and if you'd like to get into more detail, I'll be addressing all of your questions at the end of the webinar. So with that, let's dive right in. The first thing I need to do is talk to you a little bit about our safe harbor statement, or our forward-looking statement. Here at Salesforce, we are a publicly traded company, which means we'd like you to make all of your purchasing decisions based on publicly available information and currently available products. One of the things that we see when we talk about a help desk with a lot of small and growing businesses is that it's not always easy to recognize what the specific challenges are of a manual process when it comes to customer service. And there's three key ways that we normally see these manual processes appear in any company. And I'm going to go through some of the challenges of each of those in turn. The first is a shared inbox. The next is spreadsheet. And the last, of course, is disconnected systems. So what we see happening at many small businesses or growing businesses is that everybody thinks that customer service is really important, right? If anybody disagrees with customer service being really important, then there's a lot of conversation about what does customer success mean at that company. But the first thing that normally a company thinks to do is to say, okay, customer service is really important. I know we need an email address that is support@mycompany.com, and then we're providing customer service. People have a way to contact us, and we'll deliver customer service back. The challenge is that all of those support@mycompany.com emails start coming into a shared inbox. And the challenge of a shared inbox is that the high-level challenge is keeping track of customer requests is incredibly difficult. There's no way to track what happens to each of these customer inquiries that are coming through. There's no way to assign them to particular users of the inbox. They all just sort of get muddled together. And without the tracking, it means there's no accountability in terms of who is supposed to be doing what. This is a process that doesn't scale. It breaks down really quickly, and it usually breaks down as soon as you add that second person to managing this influx of email requests from customers. So the next solution that many companies come to is they say, okay, what we need is a spreadsheet. We need something that will let us keep track of all of these things and understand who's doing what and all of the other challenges that they see in the shared inbox. But the spreadsheet has its own challenges as well, because maintaining all of that customer data and building a process is really hard when you're living in a spreadsheet. Even if it's a shared spreadsheet, you have a lot of inaccurate and stale data that isn't updated in real time, so it's hard to understand what's happening in that particular moment. And as much as it allows you to keep track of a lot of different things, it doesn't actually allow you to automate anything. It doesn't trigger any kind of process. It doesn't give you very much visibility into what's happening in any given process at any given time. So when we see spreadsheets, this tends to be how things are breaking down, where it's a useful snapshot of a moment, but it doesn't actually give you a real-time view of anything that's happening in your organization from a customer service perspective. And the last is disconnected systems. Some of the things that we see in growing businesses is that they also grow the systems that house all of their customer information. So when you have customer information about where a customer wants to be billed that is separate from the accounting information that is about their payment, it's really hard to connect those two things. And of course, if you have those things disconnected, and connecting customer information across multiple systems can be impossible, or it can seem really hard, you get poor collaboration between all of these different groups that are trying to keep customers at the center of their business. And that's really, really challenging. So when we look at successful companies that have taken that move from I'm a small business, but I'm getting a little bit bigger, these are some of the fastest growing companies in the world. What we see is that they understand that this success, this customer success, is not a manual process. What they've done is they've created some systematic, automated ways to respond to customers and make sure that they have those customers at the center of their business. So and for many of them, actually for all of those companies, they started with a help desk solution. Now, when we talk about a help desk, I want to talk about how it addresses each of these challenges in turn, so that you can take that next step into delivering customer success without being really manual about it. So let's start with a shared inbox. One of the things that's great about a help desk, and a help desk that's really well designed, is that it gives you the opportunity to deliver multi-channel support in a way that captures every customer request. And what we mean by that is that when your customers are trying to reach out to you, not just on email but also on the phone, we see more and more customers, especially millennials, are becoming more and more comfortable reaching out over social channels like Facebook and Twitter to get customer service. We also see some of the rise of live chat, and even customers, as a consumer myself, when I have a problem that I am attempting to solve with a company, my first instinct is to go to the internet and search out, is there a way for me to solve my own problem without actually contacting a customer? We call that self-service, and self-service is certainly one of these channels. And if you have the ability to reach your customers on all of those channels and have a process in place that ensures that you actually catch all of those requests coming in, regardless of the channel, you will have that ability to reach customers anywhere at any time and deliver a much better customer experience and customer support. When you get out of the spreadsheet and you start building a process that allows you to actually move your customer requests through a process in an automated and organized way, anybody that is delivering customer service, or an agent, has the information that they need when they need it to be able to deliver customer service. So when we start talking about ways that you can get out of a spreadsheet that will allow you, yes, to keep track of a lot of customer information but not actually create a process, this is a lot of what we need. And help desks today come with so much powerful automation that's really easy to design and configure to the needs of your business, that it's a shame to be sitting in a spreadsheet when you could be doing something so much more powerful. And lastly, when you're talking about bringing all of this customer information together to get a true 360-degree view of what's happening with your customers, you have that opportunity to provide a unified customer experience. So if your customer is reaching out to get customer service, the customer service agent has the full context of that customer's interactions with a company, whether that means the emails that they've gotten already, or even just their address, so they don't have to ask for it. They can confirm that that is the proper mailing address, but they don't have to ask for it anew and make the customer feel like, gosh, this company really doesn't know who I am. So when we talk about what you need in a help desk, these are the ways that you want to recognize that it might be time for you to get a help desk. If you're feeling any needs at all, these are some great things for you to be able to talk to a trusted advisor about. But I want to make sure that you recognize some of the key support capabilities that you'll need to be successful in a help desk. And the first that I want to go over is multi-channel support. I mentioned that customers are reaching out on lots of different channels. The key critical channels remain email and phone. For the first time, email has overtaken phone as a primary channel for customers to reach out to get help. So making sure you have a way for all of those emails coming in to be captured, tracked, and responded to is absolutely critical. But we're seeing more the rise of social and chat channels, so Facebook, Twitter, or live chat, as well as inquiries coming in from over the web. Making sure you have a way to capture all of those inquiries and requests coming in, and then moving them through a process is going to be totally critical for anything that you're going to be able to do with a help desk solution. The next is when it comes to self-service support. Now, self-service really runs the gamut. It could be as simple as I need to be able to provide frequently asked questions or an FAQ online because I know what those questions are in a way that will allow you to update all of that information. It could be bigger, where you actually have a library of knowledge or a knowledge base that exists online for your customers to be able to search. It might even mean something like a community where you want customers to be able to interact with each other. There's a lot of different ways that self-service support can look like, but you need some key baseline capabilities, including a knowledge base. You need the ability to make it mobile, and you also need the ability to make it customizable to your brand. One of the things that we see is that customer service is actually an extension of the brand of a company. So making sure that that self-service experience that you can provide online is customizable is really key. The other piece is making sure that you have the ability to get insights and analytics out of the data that's running through your help desk. So some of that can be as simple as, well, I have all of these customer service channels, email, phone, and social, but where am I seeing these cases coming in? Are there channels I need to be a little bit more focused on? Because I see I have a surge in Twitter cases, but maybe I'm not as fast at responding to the Twitter cases as I should be. These are some of the insights that you can get from getting the insights and analytics. You can also understand a little bit more about what's happening in terms of what your customers are asking you. You can identify some of the trends if you have insights coming out of your help desk to know these are the questions that my customers are having. Maybe that indicates I need to make an adjustment in my product. Maybe it indicates I need to make an adjustment in my instruction manual because none of this is clear enough to my customers for them to be able to take advantage of it. You can also start to measure customer satisfaction. We hear a lot about customer satisfaction, and it can be as simple as, was that helpful or was that not helpful? Starting to measure that and making sure that you are actually meeting your customers' expectations in terms of the helpfulness and service that they're expecting to receive can be really, really useful. With a lot of this information swirling around, you can begin to predict what some of your customers are interested in hearing from you from a support perspective. And of course, you can measure your support team in terms of their speed, their accuracy, how well they are actually helping customers. By the way, thank you for the questions that are coming through. I will get to them in just a few minutes. I promise we are almost done. The last piece is scalability. One of the things that we hear from lots and lots of small businesses is that they expect to grow. They are not intending to be, a sole proprietorship forever, or they're not intending to be 20 employees. Maybe they're expecting to grow to 25, 30, 50, 500. We hear lots and lots of different projections for growth. And so the key thing that you want to make sure that you have in a help desk is that ability to scale. And whether that means being able to integrate seamlessly with the other systems that you have in place and making sure you have those capabilities, to increasingly advanced workflow. So if what you need from your help desk is actually additional automation and proper triggers so that you have the automation that's going to help you be successful, then all of those things are things you're going to want to make sure are in the help desk even if you don't need them at the particular moment that you want to purchase. The last one is, of course, enhanced security. One of the things that we see is that for a lot of small and fast-growing businesses, they are much more concerned about the security of the data that they have about their customers, and their customers are, of course, concerned about that. So these are some of the key support capabilities that you might like to examine in terms of thinking about what do you need in a help desk. The great thing is Salesforce really has you covered for customer service. We have two wonderful products here at Salesforce. One is called Desk.com. The other is called Service Cloud that give you the capabilities to help you deliver the support that scales with your business. With Desk, it comes out of the box with a standard feature set and workflows and will allow you to do case management, as well as those capabilities to build those basic integrations with just a couple of clicks. And of course, we have Service Cloud that is built on the Salesforce platform, which makes it fully customizable with an extendable feature set thanks to our metadata layer. And you also have the business process management that you need if you want to engage in some of those more complex integrations that will move customer service across your organization and throughout your business processes. So that was 15 minutes. Thank you so much for listening to this webinar and all of this content.